Thank you very much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, my organization that I head is the Pacific Island Forum Fisheries Agency. And our role is to assist the 17 member countries, who are the small island states and one territory that you see, most of which, well, all of which are on the map, plus Australia and New Zealand. Now, the hallmark to Pacific success in terms of its tuna management, in fact, its success in virtually all activities that we undertake, is the strength of regionalism. And in the case of fisheries, we have had a collective, cooperative approach amongst the island countries who very early in the establishment of the Third United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea recognized that they needed to assert their jurisdiction over the highly migratory tuna resources that fish within their, that were caught within their exclusive economic zones, and to do so in a collective, cooperative manner in order to ensure that the economic benefits that would flow from the fishery would flow to the island countries rather than to the distant water fishing nations that had been fishing those resources, and would coincide, complement the traditional Pacific Island concept of guardianship over the oceanic resources. And this has proven to be the case now, where the Western Central Pacific Ocean, which is most known for the vast tuna resources, there's a 1 in 2 chance that when you open a can of tuna, the tuna that's inside that can will have come from the waters of the Foreign Fisheries Agency member countries, the 16 Pacific Island states that comprise the membership. So we are, in terms of world fisheries, in the tuna fishery sector, the Pacific truly is a major player, and we have been very passionate and articulate in putting forward what it is that we've been able to achieve and to safeguard this resource. Now, our leaders some years ago adopted a roadmap of Pacific fisheries. We wanted to challenge ourselves in a way that was measurable to, number one, ensure the sustainability of the resource is the first goal. The second was to increase the economic returns from the fishery, both in the form of increased access fees charged to those who are fishing on the resource, as well as from the increase of value addition and of processing of participation in the industry side of the tuna sector. And then we have the goal that was set for the region also of increasing employment, recognizing that there are very few other natural resources available to these small island countries. And the fourth objective that was set for the region with regard to the oceanic fisheries was food security. As Moses will explain perhaps, our coastal reef resources are under challenge, not only from environmental factors, but also from urbanization, from land development, and the pressures of small-scale communities who look to harvest these coastal resources for a living. And so we've got to find ways in which to increase food security by utilizing the vast oceanic tuna resources. So our trip here to Iceland has been very instructive. While the Iceland situation with regard to the nature of their fish stocks, the nature of their fisheries industry is different from the Pacific. Nevertheless, I think it's given us cause to go back to consider how it is that we can do as people in Iceland have done, which is seek to maximize the value of each and every fish that is caught. And that was something that truly impressed us here in looking at the industry. There is a commitment across the government and the industry to utilize every fish, so that now Iceland earns a higher share, or a higher rate of financial returns from the fishery for only something like half of the catch that they formerly had. And this is the kind of goal, this efficient utilization of the resource is something that certainly we'd like to see. And so I think we've all been invigorated by what it is we've seen here, and now we'll set about to try to do that with regard to utilizing this wonderful tuna fish, particularly our skipjack resources, in ways that are more valuable and utilize the flesh properly rather than simply put into a canned tuna, which I know many of you like and enjoy, and thank you for doing that. Eat more tuna, please. But I think that there are ways in which we can utilize this animal in a much more productive and efficient manner. And so thank you all.
Thank you, James.